Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the new quest, the Brink of Extinction. I'm going to be talking about the quest itself, how good it was. I'm going to be talking about my advice on the final boss. I'm going to be talking about the level 80 Obsidian armor that you get from doing this, doing the mini game after the quest. I'm also going to be talking about advice on the Cauldron. So yeah, let's get this started. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is quests. So the quest was actually really good. It involves a lot of combat, so you'll be going through waves of enemies. So you're going to be going through waves of enemies, and you're going to be doing puzzles after each wave. So it's very good actually, because the puzzles they're pretty hard, but not too hard. So they're not super easy, they're not super hard, so they're like in the middle. You have to think about it, but at the same time it's fairly straightforward. The quest took me about the actual quest, not including the final boss battle, took me about 1 hour. The final boss battle took me about 2 hours, simply because I wasn't wearing the right gear and I wasn't using the right tactics. So all in all, the quest was very good. The rewards were reasonable, as you will see in a second. As you can see, the rewards are quite reasonable. The XP lamp actually gives 275k experience in any attacks, any combat skill you want. So you can put it in Constitution if you want. You can put it in Magic, Range, Attack, Defense, Strength, whatever you want. So yeah. Also, you gain the ability to fight in the Cauldron. This allows you to get shards which you can make into Obsidian armor. So it's pretty good. So guys, now what I'm going to talk about is the final boss battle. So in the past, boss battles have been pretty straightforward as far as quests go. The exception to this was, of course, Nomad. I would put the final boss battle somewhere like in between Nomad and the Fight Kiln. I would actually say it's pretty hard actually. The final boss can actually do quite a lot of damage, and because people are not used to abilities, it can actually be a lot harder than you would expect. So yeah, I would put it somewhere between Nomad and the Fight Kiln. But anyway, so now I'm going to show you my gear setup. You're not going to want to bring a hybrid setup because it's going to take up too much room for your food and all your other stuff. So I would suggest just bringing only melee gear. This consists of a melee weapon and a shield. Because in this setup you're going to want to use your abilities, which you need to heal yourself, and this can only be done using the shield ability. So yeah. So in my actual advice for the fight, for the final boss, is to make sure that you have a stun ability on your action bar. It's very important that you use either backhand or kick. Because this will stop the boss from healing. So when the boss tries to go to the lava pool, spring, whatever you want to call it, the lava pool, he can actually heal from that. So you want to stun him to stop him from healing. So it's necessary for you to use a stun ability. Also, I would suggest you use abilities such as Renaissance, Preparation, and also I would suggest Rejuvenation, as these will all heal you. It's very important. Also, I would use whatever basic abilities you want. Make sure that you use a cooldown which is very quick, so you can use your basic abilities all the time. Just make sure that you have your stun ability ready to use whenever you need it. So make sure it's in like, for example, have it on the 1 key so you can press it quickly, so you can know when to press it, when you need to press it, and what you need to press. So yeah, so those are the basic abilities I would use. There are not many other abilities that I would use. You can pretty much choose whatever you want. So I would maybe you can use some threshold abilities if you want. So as far as the final boss, okay, so for the final boss, apart from that healing thing, you're going to want to kill all the rangers. You're going to not want to kill the melee characters, because you can protect against them with your melee prayer. If you kill them, there will be more rangers and mages spawning. So you want to keep the melee characters, or the boss minions, or whatever you want to call them. You want to keep them in the game. So yeah, eventually, by the time you've killed the final boss, you'll probably have 6 enemies against you at the same time. It's not a big problem because they're all going to be melee minions. So you're going to be able to pray against this. So I would suggest that you bring overloads and prayer renewals, simply because you want to do as much damage as possible. Also, you're going to want to make sure that you keep your prayer up, because just thinking about all the abilities and avoiding the fire plates, it's a big problem. So you just got to remember that you got to prayer up, because the final boss, he can actually hit you for nearly half your health, so he can pretty much 2-hit you. So yeah, just make sure you pray up all the time. Also, I would suggest that you stay near the center of the arena, because you want to be able to move from one plate, fire plate, or whatever you want to call them, to the other, so you avoid the damage that you get, because the damage that you actually get from these plates is actually 20% of your health, and this happens every couple of seconds. So you don't want to get that kind of damage every 2 seconds. So you want to try and stay in the middle of the arena. Also, I would suggest you try and lure the boss to the south, so he stays as far away from the lava pool as possible. So you have more of a chance to stun him, and he has less of a chance to heal himself. So yeah, that's my main advice for the final boss. Anyway, so let's get on to the next topic. So guys, the next thing that I want to talk about is the armor that you can get from completing the quest and doing the fight cauldron. So yeah, for the items, you're going to need a smithing level of at least 90 to be able to make all the different armors. So the lowest level you're going to need is level 80, and this to make the full set you're going to need level 90 smithing. In total, you're going to need to collect 230 shards in order to make a full set, including each helmet. So this includes a magic, a melee, and a range helmet. Okay, so to make the shards into bars, you need to go to the main plaza, and you need to travel south, and you need to use your shards on this furnace. So you're going to need 12 shards to be able to do that. It's actually going to take you 7.5 hours. If you're good at doing it, I guess it would be about 5 hours. If you're bad, maybe 10 hours. So yeah, it gives you a good estimate of how long it's going to take to get a full set of obsidian armor. Like I said, the quest took about 1 hour, not including the boss battle, which took about 2 hours. But this is only because I did this without a guide. So yeah. So this is my ability bar for the fight cauldron. I've actually done quite a bit already. I've achieved a couple of bars of obsidian. So yeah. So as my abilities, I use range and melee combination. So I bring a melee. I wear melee setup, and then I bring range top, bottom, shield, eagle eye kite shield, and a chaotic crossbow. And don't forget your bolts. So yeah, so you just bring like 4 items. The reason I just use the top, bottom, and shield, and weapon is because they are the only thing that affect the attack of your weapon. So if you wear any other boots or any other gloves or any other helmet, they don't actually affect how effective your weapon is. So as you can see underneath this, it says type melee. This is because it's a melee shield, and it doesn't negatively affect your weapon. So yeah, I would suggest only 2 or 3 basic abilities in range, and 2 or 3 in melee, because you're going to want to use other action bar spaces for healing things, such as preparation, renaissance, and rejuvenation. Unfortunately, you're going to need to use a shield if you want to use those 3 abilities, and I highly suggest them because you're going to be using a lot. You're going to be losing a lot of health. So yeah. Also, I would suggest using regenerate, because during each wave of enemies, you're going to have a little break. So during that time, you're going to want to use your adrenaline bar to heal yourself. So when you use this regenerate, it basically depletes your adrenaline bar, and it instead uses that adrenaline and it gives it to your health. So it's actually very good. Yeah, so those are my abilities. The tactic for so guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you got any questions, just leave a comment down below, and thank you for watching.